What is up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and happy New Year's Eve. So today I wanted to take a break from stimulus content to cover one of my favorite topics ever, and that is goal setting for the new year. So in this video, I want to talk about some of the tips and tricks that I have for setting and accomplishing your goals in the new year. I also want to talk about some of the goals I have in the new year to give you guys some examples, and I want to be doing kind of a 2020 wrap up. So this will be a jam-packed video. So let's get started. To think that today is the last day of 2020 is absolutely insane to think about, because I feel as though it was just like a month ago that COVID-19 and this entire pandemic just began. But with that, 2020 is officially coming to an end, and it is now time to plan your goals for 2021. Now, I've said it a lot on this channel, and I will continue to say it again and again. The new year is one of my favorite times of years because it's the time of the year in which you can sit down, you can strategically plan the coming year, and you can also reflect on the previous year as well. For me, this past week has all been about goal setting for 2021 and then kind of looking back and seeing how I did in 2020. How did I do in accomplishing my 2020 goals? Did I accomplish them? Did I fall short? Where could I improve? I think that this time of year really does set the tone for the year coming up. In this case, it sets the tone for 2021. With that, I do have a handful of key strategies that I use to set my goals for the new year and, more importantly, accomplish those goals. So with that, the number one most important aspect to setting your goals is to have your goals be measurable and trackable. Now, what I mean by that is that if you keep your goals really vague, it's going to be hard to, number one, stay motivated with those goals, but it's also going to be hard to gauge whether or not you accomplish that goal. Let's say, for example, you want to get healthy in 2021. You want to improve your overall health. Well, what does that mean? Because healthier for me is going to mean something totally different than healthier for you. Is healthier running a marathon in 2021? Is healthier losing 20 pounds? Is it running a triathlon or competing in a triathlon? What does that mean for you? It's important to really define that and to give it a real definition. Instead of saying something like, I want to get healthier in 2021, maybe you say, I want to lose 20 pounds and I want to start running 3 days a week. Maybe that's what healthier is for you. Maybe it's that you want to gain 20 pounds, but at the same time, decrease your body fat percentage by 5% or 3%. Whatever the case is, you need to make sure that your goal is measurable, that it's trackable, that you're not just throwing a kind of broad phrase out there and then that's what you follow all year long. If your goals are measurable, if they're trackable, they will be significantly easier to stick to throughout the year. And it's also much more motivational because it allows for you to reach these benchmark points. Another example of this would be like in the world of business. Maybe you have a small business and your sales for 2020 were $100,000 for the year. And next year in 2021, you want to improve your business. Well, you wouldn't just have the goal of, I want to grow my business. You would say, I want to increase revenue by 50%, or I want to increase revenue to $150,000 for the year. This way, you're able to easily dissect what you need to accomplish on a month-by-month or quarterly by quarterly basis in order to accomplish that goal, rather than just throwing out the term, I want to improve business. Saying you just want to improve your business means nothing because there's no way to track and measure that type of goal. So that is the first, and in my opinion, the most important aspect of setting successful and achievable goals is making it trackable and making it measurable, and you need to define what those measures are going to be. The second tip that I have in setting goals in 2021 is to be very strategic and thoughtful about what goals you set. Now, what I mean by this is that I think the new year often fosters an attitude of self-improvement, which is awesome. I think that that's a great mindset to have going into a new year. But the problem is that I feel like so often people go into a new year wanting these really broad and really extreme changes in their own life. They have very high expectations. So somebody may go into the new year wanting to get healthier, improve their career, improve their financial success, and also improve their personal life. Well, that's a lot of things to improve in one single year. And I believe that if you are going after all of these different goals, if you're wanting to improve every single aspect of your life significantly, chances are you won't improve it significantly at all. In fact, you may not improve it at all. The fact is that it is not a good idea to go after extremely broad and extremely significant changes all at once. Instead, I believe that improving your habits and improving your life is very similar to how you would build a house. First, you need to lay the foundation. You need to lay the foundation of your good habits. Then you lay the first layer of bricks, then the next layer of bricks, then the next layer of bricks, and then the next layer of bricks. And then before you know it, the entire house is complete. That is how you should view your self-improvement and life improvement mindset as well. You can't just just go after it with the biggest changes all at once and just throw it at yourself, because you will not succeed. You need to go after it layer by layer by layer. A perfect example of this is like me and my fitness journey. For those of you who may be new to the channel, I do triathlon and endurance sports. That's like my one hobby outside of work. So I compete in Ironman triathlons. I'm currently training for an ultra marathon, and I will be doing a 50-mile marathon in February. Well, in training for this ultra marathon, I didn't just decide one day, hey, I'm going to run an ultra marathon tomorrow. That's not how it worked. And if that was how I did it, I would have without a doubt failed. Instead, I've been training for this specific ultra marathon for a year and a half. I've been training for this one event for over a year. But before I decided I wanted to run an ultra marathon, I did a marathon. I did a couple of marathons. Before I did a marathon, I did a half marathon. Before I did a half marathon, I did a 5K. Before I did a 5K, I had to run my very first mile. It all built on one another, and it took years to accomplish. But now, sitting in 2021, I will be running my very first ultramarathon 50-mile race. This is the same type of thought process with any aspect of your life, whether it be your personal life, your fitness, your career, your financial status, your home life. Whatever the case is, it's important to remember that change and significant improvement doesn't happen overnight. It does not happen on the flip of a switch. Instead, you need to keep in mind that improvement, change, progress, success all comes from building blocks, building one after another. So keep that in mind whenever you are building your goals for 2021. My third tip is to keep your goal setting to a minimum. And what I mean by that is that if you have too many goals that you're setting, and this is kind of on the same thought process with that second tip, if you set too many goals, you run the risk of not setting any of those. Because of that, I encourage you to set between 3 and 6 goals for the entire year. You should have between 3 and 6 highly focused, highly defined goals that you can concentrate for the entire year. And then finally, once you've defined what those goals are, what those 3 to 6 goals are for the year, you know what they are, you've defined them, you've outlined trackable and measurable ways to determine if you're successful in that goal. The next part is outlining how you're going to reach it. Because this is the difference between achieving your goals and falling short of your goals year after year, is defining how you're going to accomplish them. Because setting goals is simply not enough. Once you set your goals for the year, you know how to measure them, you know how to track them. Now you need to outline the roadmap of how you're going to get there. Maybe you have the goal of grossing $100,000 in your business for 2021. Well, that means for each quarter, you would have to gross at least $25,000. Well, how are you going to do that? You need to outline a game plan of exactly how you're going to reach that. Every single day, week, month, and quarter should serve the greater good of your yearly goals. And you should be creating benchmarks or to-do lists for yourself every day, every week, and every month, and every quarter to ensure that you are staying on track with your goals. This is the best way to ensure that you are working towards your goals rather than setting a goal and then simply forgetting about it as the year goes on. Now with that, I'd like to end this video with a 2020 wrap-up of sorts. So I started this YouTube channel in January 2020. My very first video was published on January 16th, 2020. And I started this YouTube channel because it was something I always wanted to do. I think that like many people out there, many like entrepreneurial minded people, you look at YouTubers and you say, I want to do that. That looks really fun. That looks great. It looks like a great opportunity to take part in. And that was the same thought process with me. I was 26 at the time that I started it. I'm 27 now. And at the time I thought, hey, I have so much knowledge. I've had like this experience in business that I feel like a lot of people at 26 haven't had. You know, at the time of me starting my YouTube channel, I had a Turo fleet that was fairly successful. I had gone from literally having a negative balance in my bank account after I lost my franchise business to growing my income back up with freelancing. I had invested money in high school and made quite a lot of it. So I feel like I had this kind of wide-ranging experience in business, and I really wanted to share what I had learned. And YouTube was naturally the place to do it. But after years of wanting to do a YouTube channel, I never did it. And the reason was because I'm extremely introverted. The idea of creating YouTube videos that nobody would watch gave me anxiety to the point where I just simply never did it. Well, this time last year in 2019, I decided that I was going to start a YouTube channel and I was going to dedicate 1 year to it, no excuses. And I would see if I could get to 1,000 subscribers in a 1 year period of time. That was the goal, to get to 1,000 subscribers. If I got to 1,000 subscribers, I would continue the YouTube channel. If I didn't get to 1,000 subscribers, I would reevaluate and see if YouTube was something worth pursuing. And as I sit here today, we will be passing 42,000 subscribers by the end of today. And this YouTube YouTube channel really has exceeded expectations in every single definition of the word. I need to give my sincerest thank yous to every single person who has supported this YouTube channel over the last year. To say that you guys have blown me away is an understatement. For those of you who supported the content throughout this last year, for those of you who subscribed earlier on, thank you so much. For my recent subscribers who've come in the last few days or in the last few weeks or any time over the last year, thank you so incredibly much. And I even owe a special thank you to those of you who come to every single video, watch every single video, and comment on every single video. I know I don't always respond back, especially on the videos that get a lot of views. It's hard to sometimes respond to those normal viewers, but you guys do not go unnoticed, and my appreciation for you cannot be expressed accurately. You guys are the best. I appreciate your continued support. I appreciate you guys always commenting, and even if I don't always respond to the comments, I always view it and I always appreciate you. This YouTube channel has changed my life in more ways than one, and I'm really excited for 2021, and this YouTube channel is a big reason for that. I have a lot of plans for this channel. I have a lot of plans for the content I plan on creating and kind of the projects that I want to pursue, and you guys have made that possible, and I just really truly do just owe you the biggest thanks possible. And words really can't express how thankful and how appreciative I am of all of you. Now, 2020 has been a year that I will never forget, and hopefully 2021 will be even better. I am just super pumped about it. I am really, really excited to see what the new year has in store. As far as what my own plans and what my own goals are for the new year, YouTube is for sure a big focus. I mean, I will continue to do daily videos throughout 2021. I would love to start doing more like vlog style videos and less desk style videos. I do plan on buying a rental property. The goal is to actually buy 2 rental properties throughout this year. So I will take you guys through that entire process, start to finish on the channel. We will be finishing the camper van within this first quarter of 2021. That will, of course, also be documented on the channel as well. I am also planning on buying 5 more Turo cars in the first half of 2021, so that will also be documented. I also plan on making a series of courses throughout the entire year, talking you and walking you through the steps of creating multiple revenue streams, not necessarily all passive revenue streams, but just multiple revenue streams, whether it be through freelancing, car sharing, investing, whatever the case is. So stay tuned for those course updates throughout the year, the very first of which is going on pre-sale starting tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I would say my biggest non-business goal is I am running the ultra marathon in February, so I will keep you guys up to date on how that goes. I also plan on running the Dallas Marathon in December, and my goal is to run it in a sub 4-hour marathon. So that's kind of my only non-business goal, is to break the sub 4-hour barrier, and I'm putting it out in the universe now so that you guys know next December, if I do not get a sub 4 on my marathon time, you guys can all give me crap for it. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys so much. This YouTube community has been more than I could have ever expected, more than I could have ever hoped for. I can never express my gratitude enough, and I look forward to 2021. If you guys take the advice that I outlined in the beginning of this video, then you will be setting yourself up for a successful 2021 as well, because the strategies I talked about are the exact same strategies that I use in my own life, in my own business, and in my own goal setting. With that being said, you guys, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have any comments, questions, if you have anything to add, leave a comment down below. If you have anything specific that you'd like to see in the new year, whether it be content-wise, whether it be things you'd like for me to cover, whatever the case is, I would love to hear it, so make sure to comment. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys in 2021.